everybody. This is Jason with Desert Sky, and I want to welcome you to our monthly reading for the sign of Virgo. We are reading for January 2024, so Happy New Year. Having said that, this is a timeless reading, however, so if you happen to run across this video, is there something that is drawing you to this video and is kind of out of that January time period, that's okay. This will apply. There's a message in here for you, so just kind of keep that in mind. The other thing is that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody, but if it does resonate with you, please make sure to let me know by hitting that like button. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate it if you subscribe, of course. And then, as always, if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. Would love to hear how this lands for you. And if you have any questions, more than happy to try to get you some more clarity and details and information after the fact as well, if you have questions. So, getting all the housekeeping things aside, let's go on and get started and see what this reading has in store for you. Okay, so this is an interesting reading here. Right out of the gate, kind of what we're dealing with here, we're going to be taking a look at these two center cards and this card down here, the Fool. So we have clinging to the past, letting go, and the Fool. Clinging to the past. So this has to do with the idea of getting stuck in the past, keep reliving things. Maybe it's, you're stuck in your glory days. Maybe it's stuck to a traumatic event that happened to you, things along those lines. It's about getting out of your head, but you're stuck and you can't, and you keep like focusing and obsessing on the past. So again, that's kind of what you're working on here. The problem with that, obviously, is that when you're stuck in the past, that you can't see what's right in front of you or plan for the future because you're too busy getting pulled back into the past and the drama of whatever that may be. And even this card kind of reflects that as well. As you can see, this box represents the past. The head is in the box, and then and that's keeping this character on the card from seeing all the wonderful thing that's happening around her, and to the detriment of herself. Her clothes are tattering. She's not able to see any of the present day positive sparkles that are floating around here. So again, she's so focused in the past, she can't see what's actually happening and all the good things that's happening right in front of her face. The other card on this is letting go. So really what I'm reading out of this is it's time to let that go. It's time to move forward. It's time to move on. And to further reinforce this, we jump over here to the Fool card, which is about new journeys, new beginnings, just jumping in both feet first, the trust fall, the whole deal. So really, when we start looking at what the issue is for those of you that this reading is going to resonate with, it's really about being stuck on something and either one, recognizing that you need to let it go, already working on the process of letting it go, or perhaps you have no idea and you're just dealing with this torment right now, this turmoil rather, and this is hopefully your aha moment of saying, okay, it's time for me to move on. This no longer serves me. So, excuse me. So yeah, starting out there, let's see what else we have here. So actually, I do think that you're aware of what's kind of happening and you're putting some work in here. We have the Harmony cards. So these are the actions that you're taking. I guess if you, no, I get a sense that just looking at the overall spread that you probably already have a good idea of what's happening here. So because we do have the Harmony card, this is bringing yourself into balance. This is the 10 is kind of like a completion card almost. So you may be actually further along in this. Like this is the initial what you've been working through, and the challenges and what you're moving towards. And this is the action that you're taking. So finding that harmony, that balance, accepting that this past situation, whatever this represents for you, accepting that, letting that go, understanding that everything has a time and a place, and it's now time to let that go. And you are coming to terms with that and balancing that, integrating that into your life as you move forward here. The next card we have here is the Turning In card. And I find this interesting. This is a card of stability. This kind of reinforces the harmony card up here, finding that balance, because 4 is a number of balance. It's of stability. It's of finding that inner part of yourself to where everything is kind of leveled out. Plus, it's a water sign cup, so emotional, the way that you're feeling, things along those lines. So this is really about looking inwards. It's about kind of, I don't know if you can see clearly on the video or not, but the card itself, in the clouds and the smoke here, are a bunch of faces, dark, kind of ugly, nasty looking faces, and they're all like chattering in her ear and filling her head with doubt and misdirection and things to keep her off balance. But what she's doing is she's blocking all of that out. She's focusing on herself because she knows what she needs to do here. And this is the ultimate goal. This is what you're trying to accomplish: is tuning that out, living your life, and knowing where you're at, where you want to go, and finding yourself in the midst of all this noise. And once again, I think you're probably doing a pretty good job on that based off the cards that I'm seeing. Because the next card we have here is the Aloneness. And this is kind of like the Hermit card. This is going within to find yourself, to find that spirituality, find that balance, find your authentic self, find the way that you want to present yourself to the world and the way that you're going to deal with the world on your own terms. And this, as you can see here, this Aloneness card, there is a path, there is a guiding light here in all this muck and darkness around. So this is kind of a situation where you're kind of muddling through, but you are moving on the right path and in right direction, and you're kind of keeping all of this out while really focusing in on what you know and where you need to go with that. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of things that some things that are here to help, and maybe some guideposts for you along the way. So the first one we have here is the Understanding card. And what I really like about the Understanding card is the card itself. Every time I see this, it represents self-imposed prison almost to me. It's you have this canary, I'm assuming, that's in a cage, and you have all these other canaries out here that are flying free and are happy and being canaries. And this one, the wild canaries, and this one is, maybe domesticated, is captured, it's stuck in this cage. But if you can see here, these bars are actually fading out. So to me, it's about that transition of knocking down these walls of illusion, these false pretenses, these things that really aren't real, that, maybe you saw reality in one way, but you're starting to understand that that's not reality at all. And before you know it, before too long, these bars are going to be gone, and that canary is going to be free out with the other wild canaries, being who and what that canary is supposed to be, finding its authentic self, back to tuning in, harmony, the Fool, the Aloneness. All of those cards are supporting that same message. So I really like that. How I see this as an asset or something that will help you is, again, more along the lines of the mindset of it, is to understand and keep in mind that maybe everything that you're seeing isn't the way that you previously thought it was, and that you need to keep an open mind. And I think you do have an open mind. I think there's a transformation going on here. I think you're letting that go. I think you're going to see a much larger world, something that's going to make you a lot happier. And I think the idea of that is the actual asset of understanding that this is happening, that this is the transition that is ahead of me, and this is what lies ahead of me. And this is really, really good. So it's worth my time to focus. So when things are going down, when things are bad, when things aren't looking so good, just understanding that you do have a goal and a path, and that path is good. It's good for you. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel amazing. In fact, that's what's going to keep you going and moving forward. Let's see what else do we have here. Opportunities in the near future. So this is my 1 to 3 month card, basically what's going to happen. These are things I want you to kind of look out for. I think there's going to be an event. We have the courage card here, and I think there's going to be an event that allows you it's going to be a clear-cut sign that you're through, you've broken free, you got out of these bars here. And the reason I say that is the card itself. And the courage card, what I really like is the backstory of this card. And let me kind of explain that to you, is that this talks about how this seed is actually stuck down in this wall in the dark and the damp. And the only thing that it can do to survive is to grow, to work its way up and break free into the sunlight and be who it is supposed to be. Once again, breaking out of these chains and becoming who you are supposed to be. So I think there's going to be a clear-cut sign or image or event that happens to where you are going to recognize that this is it. This is the threshold. I'm stepping through that. I'm stepping past that. So again, keep this mindset and keep a lookout for whatever this opportunity, this event, this impact, this shift is. I think this is, it's kind of like once this flower breaks out, things are going to look completely different. And I think that's what this is really trying to say. So I think that is the thing that you need to be looking out for. And then once that happens, we go on to the completion card, which is tied in with the other two cards I talked to. This is a completion of the cycle. And what I really like about, let me see if there's anything else here. We have a stability card, new adventures, a change, getting away from the past. We have a card of completion with the 10, a card of completion here, transformation. What I really like about this, what this is really saying to me is this is an end of a cycle. This is something that, this is why I think probably you are already very much well aware. I don't think it's your beginning of your journey, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. And so this is the last piece of the puzzle, this whole event, this threshold, this courage card, whatever this ends up ultimately signifying for you. I think that's once you step past that point, that's going to be the completion of a cycle, and you're going to be on to the next thing, whatever that is, the whole new world of possibilities. You're going to be approaching the world as a new person, a new you. This stuff is going to be kind of settled in. So very, very nice kind of way to wrap that up in terms of where I think this is going. And again, I don't think this is too long down the road on timing. Let's take a look at it. We have the Thunderbolt card over here at the bottom right. And once again, it's another transformation card, really. This is, Thunderbolts or the Tower is what this card is in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot. It's about old things clearing out so that you can rebuild the new things. This is on an old faulty foundation. It's no longer working for you. It's no longer holding up. The building has to come down so that you can build something new. One door closing, another door opening, all of those transition type things. In the space of the timing, I do like that message as it relates to everything else, but as a bonus in space of the timing, I think that this is going to be, I don't want to say exactly overnight, but it's not going to be a long, patient transition. And the reason, again, I think that the patience part of that is back here in this part of the journey that you've probably already been through. I think once this flower is about to pop out of the wall for the first time and start that completion cycle, that's what this Thunderbolt is. It's like, boom, now we're going. Okay, well, my regular video dropped off there, but that's okay. I don't want to stop here. So down here, like I said, this is going to be a quicker transition time. This is going to be something that is going to, once it happens, going to be quick, and there's going to be a clear-cut line to where you can look back on the other side and say, this is where I was at, and this is where I'm at now. And you're going to be looking forward from this point on. No more stuck in the past. You're looking forward. Okay, so let's look at anything that may impact the situation, whether it's to slow you up, to speed you up, to help you along those lines. When we're looking at the creator, I keep coming back to the idea that this may be a person. And I don't think this person, and this is something to look out for. Okay, this is one of those key indicators. I don't I think this person on the surface is going to look wise, is going to look like they are looking out for your best interest. This may be someone you know, this may be a fatherly figure, this may be somebody with a lot of experience. The creator here is a king, is very knowledgeable and experienced. They have control as you see them holding on to this ball of energy, this ball of light. They absolutely have control over their environment and they understand themselves very well. I'm not so sure they understand you. And what they are going to try to do, at least the way that I pick up on the cards here, is apply their wisdom that has worked for them to you. But I don't think that's going to be a win. I think that will slow you down if you do not follow your instincts and trust yourself. And the reason I say that is because then we have this final card here, the isolation, which to me just says it's slowing your progress down. It's kind of freezing you in, locking you in place for a while. And if you go down this route, then it's going to take a while before you thaw out, for lack of better words, and refine that path and keep moving forward. So I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. I actually think this is a good thing in that it's just one more signpost for you. So what we have here, well, let me finish that thought. I think it's one more signpost for you. So when you see this coming and you start to feel the influence of this person, this impact, this situation, whatever this is, because it may not be an actual person, but it could be a situation. Whatever it is, the general feeling of this for you is going to be, it's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel natural. You're not going to be going with the flow. And if you kind of follow whatever this is bringing to your table, it's going to get you stuck for a little bit. I can't say how long. It's going to get you stuck for a little bit. So I would recommend when you see this to recognize it, to understand it. Again, I think it'll be very recognizable. And I think you trust your gut. Even if this looks good and your gut is telling you something different, go with your gut here. If not, you may get stuck here and you may have to repeat this cycle a little bit to get back to where you're at. One way or another, this is going to happen for you. I think the big question is when is it going to happen for you? And I think you're already on really far along on a good path on where you need to be. And if you get side railed, maybe you've been side railed already. Maybe you're looking at your life and you're like, okay, this keeps happening to me. This is the cycle. I keep running into the same type of people. I keep doing this over and over and over again. Maybe that's what this past is. Well, this time, trust your gut, trust your instincts. You know what's best for you. And the whole point here is to find and approach the world as your authentic self, not all this other stuff. It's about you. Okay, so switch back here to what I was saying, things to look out for, assets, things to just kind of like takeaways. One, remember, keep the mindset here. Keep in mind that your point of view has been burdened with self-imposed prisons. These bars could be like the past here. So these bars could represent the past as well. Keep that in mind that you need to move past that and keep everything in context of that. So if you're like, okay, I have this coming down the way and this is happening, what decision should I make? Put it in that context. Which way leads me forward into the future and which way keeps me stuck in the past? And whatever the answer to that question is, move towards the future. And then look for this completion. Again, I think this will be an aha moment. I think this is going to be something that pops out, and that's going to be one of the things where you're like, okay, I've made it or I'm about to make it. Then that's something to get really excited about, and it should energize you as you move forward. And then finally, look out for whatever this situation, whatever this person is, follow your gut when you run into that. So those are the three major takeaways out of this that I want to leave you with myself. And if there's anything else that you've pulled out of this, once again, trust your own judgment. I certainly do not want to be this person for you. So if what I'm saying to you here on some of this stuff is, taking you against your grain, go with what you feel is right in the direction you need to go. Okay, so we'll go on and wrap it up there. Let me know what this is about for you, if this resonates with you. Let me know what kind of situation you're in. I'd love to know more about it. If you have questions about it and you want to get a little more information, I'm more than happy to chat with you a little bit. Of course, like the video, leave comments below. Any of that will be helpful to me because I know which videos are helping people. Yeah, and that's what I have for now. Sorry about the loss of video for me, but the cards are what's important here. So we'll pick that back up again next time. Thank you once again for watching. This is Jason with Desert Sky, and we will see you next time.